So this is a tip that I've given loads of times, but in case you've missed it, I'm going to repeat this. Now, when you're sewing, and sometimes, you know, something's got a border and you've already attached the borders and stuff on, and then you've done this seam and the daman is one is coming out longer than the other, and you have to unpick, or you have to alter it, or you have to unpick it and take it out at the top. Well, the one advice that I would give to everyone is when you do this seam, pre-seam this. So starting evenly at the bottom on a quite a wide seaming, make sure your stitching is quite wide because we're going to unpick that, and start there, and just on the outer line just sew the two together, and that way this will keep its shape. Now we're gonna, they're not going to move or anything as well, so we're going to place the garment and we're going to take the measurement of the nab, and this way is actually good for keeping both the fabrics even as well. So the final seam, we haven't actually done the final seam, so I'm going to do the final seam now, and any alteration that I need to do to, you know, any tightness or anything, I can work it out. So lay out your garment and lay out your nab on the right side on top of the garment. Now the dress that we made is a bit more A-line than this one, so but it's gonna be a bit longer because she wanted it as long as possible. So make sure you even it out first, and then there's a few measurements that we're going to do to finalize this. So we know that this needs slightly trimming into as well, and fitting wise it's actually more or less even, but I'm just going to mark it to where I want the jacks to go to. So it's actually more or less accurate because generally my cutting is very, very accurate, and normally when I'm sewing I can just actually look at the person and determine how wide I want the garment. Now I am going to keep the jacks a little bit lower, so I'm going to slightly shape this, nothing major, just very marginally, and then I'm going to make sure that it's even on the other side as well. Now the big difference that I want to make is I want to even it out on the shoulders, and this is something that a lot of the members tend to, I need to trim them both down first, just even them out, and then I'm going to separate the two, and around this area I'm just going to take out the one. Now quite a few members have said that they had problems with, you know, like my armhole around, I mean, like there's a dress that I'm wearing which actually has been sent from Pakistan, and this is made up and it's just hanging off me on the shoulder, and that's generally just the way that Pakistan, especially household ladies, they tend to sew the garments like that. So it's a bit annoying. I'm finding it really, especially when you're, but you know what, it's loose and it's comfortable, so I prefer it because of that. But around the shoulder area, I don't know, there isn't the comfort there, and then it's not holding its shape. So one other thing that I generally advise, and with this one what we can do is just put small dots just to give it a little bit of shape. But the other thing that I often advise is that if you're a heavy busted person, then most likely you will require more fabric, and the armhole width around here will be deeper as well. And that's to compensate for the extra size on the bust area, so that you've got more room on the dress. So sometimes we leave the front of the dress a little bit wider. In this one I've left it marginally, you can see the slight bit of puckering on the front dress than it is at the back, but I haven't left it majorly different. Okay, so that's just, I'm just going to stitch the arms and just basically attach it on. Now I'm just going to mark this, and then really I'm going to unpick the seams that I did just to hold this place, And then the final to this, I've already, you know, after I've attached the sleeves, what I'm going to do is unpick that and then attach the fabric that's to go on the sides of the daman.